Marike is an old colleague of mine and she became a good friend of ours. And a couple of months ago she moved to Ath in Wallonie. And today we are going to see how she lives there. She always had a different way of life. And maybe today we can show you guys how she lives her life.
On vient aux régions françaises aujourd'hui. Comment ça va?
Go, 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 go! Hit, hit, Elvin! Jangan jorokin, cewek.
Ja, goed. So in this house, Marike is squatting in a legal way, which is pretty cool because they have this whole house and this whole domain for themselves. With 4 people, they live here together. You do have to live together with other people and they can evict you in a couple of weeks, but you always get these cool kind of houses. It's like a small castle over here, which is so cool. It's a different way of living. You have to be flexible to be able to live in this, because if you have a job and you have to move out in a couple of weeks, that could be a hard part. But for Marike, that's not a problem. She has a van also where she can just drive to her work, sleep there for a couple of days and then come back here. So pretty cool setup. When I was younger, I always used these kind of things as a solution. Just living together with other people makes it a lot more cheaper than you would rent or buy a house by yourselves, and that has always been a good solution. It has brought me lots of connections with other people. Now I always have a place to stay if I go somewhere, and the cool thing about it is that you don't have to give your full paycheck to the landlord, or an instance where you don't really feel that you get a reward for your money. But in these kind of situations, it's always cool. You get to live with creative people, you get to know some new people, it's social, it's creative, and yeah, there's always something to do in these kind of houses, so that's cool. Everything okay, Elvin?
Everything fine.
Nous sommes en Ath, en Wallonie, et on va faire une promenade dans la nature. Really cool scenery over here. Luckily, Marike knows the way, because we don't know where we are or where we're going. But apparently there's some nice spots over here around the water. As you can see, we are at the river. So we're now gonna see where we can park tonight, so that we have a good, nice place to sleep in nature. Je parle un petit peu de français avec cheveux.
Avec cheveux.
Et ça marche. This is pretty peculiar. It's summer and currently we have a massive mushroom growth everywhere. We've seen it on the farm, we can see it now here in nature. It's pretty curious because normally we only have that in the fall season, and now, probably because of the wet weather, we have mushrooms everywhere. I think we have found our spot for tonight. We have found a nice big parking lot here, right next to the forest and the water over there. Looking fine for tonight, nice and quiet. We found some berries.
No, kriekjes.
Kriekjes. dropping some pins on interesting locations. We found another spot where we can easily park over here or over here. And if you're on the road, it's always good to mark these spots so that you know where to go if the time comes. I always love these little pathways in the forest where you have to discover new things. Check this. What a cool lake.
Beautiful colors.
Yes. Check it out. What a nice spot we have here. So as you can see, Belgium still has a lot of beautiful places to discover. I've never been here and I'm still always amazed about what nature has to offer in our tiny little country. Summertime in Belgium! So, what's the deal here? They live here with 4 people. They still have to pay for the electrical bill, the gas and all of that. Everything they use, they have to pay. But it's a really cheap solution to live in a community like this, because in this way they can preserve all buildings and they can prevent squatters from getting in here illegally. And that's a really big plus if you have a building which is empty, because now these people actually maintain the building and make sure it doesn't break down and get old like that. So it's a really good solution. I hope that they would have more projects like this, because this gives young people a chance to live together, to work together, and to do it in a cost-friendly manner, which is great. Alright, we had a really good time at Marike's place. Now it's time to go and look for a spot. We have marked 2 good potential spots, so let's see what we can find here in Abt.